All right, let's take a look at this function, and really we're paying attention to the notation and trying to figure out what in the world is this saying, what does it mean, and why is it written this way? So I'll start with the why first. This is written this way to essentially replace writing out paragraphs of explanation and detail, right? This is sort of summarizing it in what looks like a code. I mean, you could think of it as like a code. So when you're learning math, one of the things that makes it challenging for a lot of people is it's very similar to learning a new language. And sometimes there's literally new language to learn. In this case, this is function notation. It's just how we're writing it. And so G of n is how you would pronounce G parentheses n. It does not mean G times n. It's saying the function of n. So know that that is very similar to f of x. It's the same as f of x. You've probably seen f of x on a lot of different things. And so that I think makes it make more sense. And know that f of x is the same as saying y. So the function of x means the output of x. And the output of x, so if x is like the number of days, the output is the y value. So if you're looking at maybe the height of a plant after 30 days, and you're plotting how tall it is every day, x is the number of days and y is the height. And so after this day, it's this tall. And so that's an output value. Okay, that's a general idea. Let's look at for this question. So if this is saying G of n equals 2n minus 5, and then it says to find G of negative 3. Well, ask yourself, what happened here? What changed? It started out G of n and now it's G of negative 3. That's a clue. That's telling us that n is negative 3. This is saying, if it was written out in paragraph form, it would say, what if x is negative 3? What if the input is negative 3? What's the output? What happens at negative 3? And so since this is like f of x equals 2x minus 5, that's to me an easier way to say it. And it would be even easier if I said, oh, well, this is y. This is asking me when n is negative 3. I'm going to replace n, which is like an x value, with negative 3. It's not simple. Don't worry. It's not supposed to be simple. All right. So G of negative 3 means what's the output when x is negative 3 or when the input is negative 3? Well, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 minus 5 is negative 11. So G of negative 3 is negative 11. If we input a negative 3, we're going to get a negative 11 out of that. Okay. That is A. So this is the answer to A. For B, n when G of n equals negative 3. Well, remember, the original problem or function was G of n equals 2n minus 5. And now they're saying G of n equals negative 3. So notice what's happened here. We've been told what this left side of the equation is equal to. So let's replace that. Let's replace G of n with what it's equal to. It's equal to negative 3. Now, in words and sentences, that's really saying, what was the input if we got out a negative 3? If we got an output of negative 3, what was it that we put into that function? And so we're going to work backwards to find that. We're going to solve for n. So negative 5 plus 5, 0. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So n equals 1. So the answer to B is that n is equal to 1. If we input a 1, our output is a negative 3. On A, our input was negative 3 and our output is a negative 11. So comparing and contrasting function notation, and how they look different and ways to think about what this means. I hope that's helpful. Don't let this one video make or break whether you understand it by any means. You probably need to add to it, but it's one more helpful resource for you, I hope. All right, see you next time.